Hello, welcome to SLOconf 2023. In this session, we're going to look at why SLOs are important, and we're going to see it through the efficiency lens. A quick slide about myself. My name is Imaya Kumar Jagannathan. I work at AWS, Amazon Web Services, as a principal solution architect, and I focus on observability. I help customers with their observability needs. I speak with hundreds of customers each year and guide them through their observability journey. Well, we all can agree that we are in a macroeconomic situation at the moment, and efficiency is more important than ever in this climate. And we need to be conscious about spending our resources, time, and money. And we all have to do more with less. Well, keeping that in mind, let's take a look at why we even monitor our applications. Well, if we had a system that would never absolutely fail, we don't need to monitor that system, right? Or if we had a system for which we never had to worry about whether it is being performant or reliable or functional, we don't need to monitor that system either. Or if we had a system that self-corrects and auto-recovers from failures and scales and fixes its own issues, then we don't have to monitor that system either. Well, the reality is we don't have such a system in place, and most of us don't, and almost all systems do not qualify for those points mentioned before. Well, that takes us to FOMO versus SLO driven monitoring. Well, before we get into this, let's look at what SLOs are even. An SLO, or service level objective, is a target or goal for a specific service or a system. Essentially, we define a baseline performance expectation for the system, and we want to measure that over a period of time. And that has to be the level of performance expected out of that application, but not any higher than what is actually needed. You can see an example SLO there. Well, before we get into SLO driven monitoring, we need to understand what is FOMO driven monitoring so we can appreciate what SLO driven monitoring gives us. FOMO is fear of missing out. So in this case, your FOMO, or fear of missing out, drives your decisions. With this, you're collecting all the metrics, all the signals that you can possibly collect from your application and infrastructure. And we don't really know at what granularity to collect. So in panic, we basically collect everything that we can because we don't want to miss anything. And we don't have clarity on what to alert either. So we basically set alerts on pretty much everything that we think or assume is critical or important. So in that case, all alerts become high priority. So you don't really have prioritization of alerts in place. Then that results in ambiguous dashboards, visualization, and ultimate chaos. So all alerts are sent to everybody, and everything is alerted. So there is a lot of chaos and distrust in the whole system itself. And that is the do everything mode. So that is the root cost of FOMO. So you collect everything, alert everything, dashboard everything, and that everything results in higher cost, overutilized resources, inefficient time management, underperforming infrastructure, etc. Well, SLO-driven monitoring approach kind of flips it. So here you identify key SLOs that tell you what to prepare your system for. Then SLOs help you derive SLIs, or service level indicators, that inform you about the metrics that you need to collect. And the developers and the operators and the DevOps folks are intentional in instrumenting collecting the signals. And you know at what granularity you need to collect those signals and what to alert on, and you know how to prioritize those alerts, and your alerts are targeted and are sent to only folks that can actually act on certain things. Then as a result, you have a much improved signal versus noise ratio. Well, and that becomes a cycle as well. So this basically tells us that taking the SLO first approach allows us to be intentional about the metrics to collect to meet the commitments to business, results in improved signal versus noise ratio, and it really creates a feedback loop to make us so we can have continuous improvement. And you can also justify your observability spend because you're directly relating this to business outcomes that you set to measure. Okay, how does this impact efficiency? Well, ignoring SLOs can lead to undesirable outcomes. So losing customer trust, wasting time and resources, missing opportunities to innovate and optimize your service, and exposing your service to more risks or failures by not having clear understanding of what to collect and how to monitor. Well, having said that, AWS offers a variety of options for customers to monitor their environment. So you can use AWS, Amazon CloudWatch, and X-Ray, which is AWS native observability services, or open source managed services such as managed Prometheus, managed Grafana, Amazon OpenSearch service, and so on. And you can use the AWS distro for OpenTelemetry collector to collect signals from any environment and send to any destination as well. Obviously, you can use the CloudWatch agent or the X-Ray agent to collect signals from your environment as well. So whether you're operating your workloads on AWS or a hybrid environment, SLOs are critical for you to have a good environment to set up your monitoring in the best way possible. Okay, let's summarize everything. So you can use SLOs to drive your monitoring decisions, and SLOs help you measure, revisit, and or in other words, you can use through the SLO approach, you can measure, revisit, and review what you have done so you can improve periodically. And it also helps you improve your observability posture by lowering costs, reduced issue resolution time, and increased team efficiency and innovation. All right, thank you for joining this session. Have a great conference.